Tired of the negativity? Looking for a shot of optimism? Well, I have an inspiring story to make you smile right after this. This episode of Misfits and Crackpots is brought to you by the Well-Crafted Story Workshop. Struggling to connect with your audience and attract new clients? Transform your speaking skills at the Well-Crafted Story Workshop with Coach Jimmy Hayes Nelson and yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell. In just 2 days, master the art of crafting compelling speeches that convert listeners into clients. Whether in-person or virtual, you'll get personalized attention in an intimate group, learning not just from expert coaches, but from fellow entrepreneurs. Don't let another opportunity slip away. Get your free story blueprint today at wellcraftedstoryworkshop.com and turn your story into your most powerful business tool. Your success starts here. Visit wellcraftedstoryworkshop.com now. You're just a well-crafted story away from 7 figures. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to Misfits and Crackpots, short, inspiring stories for busy people. I'm Dr. Danny Brissell. This is a podcast for those interested in extraordinary stories about ordinary people and companies. Consider it your dose of positivity and inspiration for the week. Mary Oliver said, "To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work." This week's success strategy: pay attention. Technology may make your life easier in many ways, but it can also cause you to lose focus. Too many of us in today's society sacrifice opportunities in the name of technological convenience. By allowing ourselves to be distracted, we often fail to see the forest through the trees. Is that text really important enough to respond to while you're driving on the freeway? Do you absolutely have to respond to every business call, even when you're at church, spending time with your family, or sharing a meal with a friend? Why are social media alerts about the fascinating things other people claim to be doing so necessary to your daily routine? Ignoring such diversions can provide you with the focus necessary to notice the possibilities around you. It's amazing how much people overlook because they are consumed by their electronic devices. Don't get me wrong, I'm no better than most. When my wife complained that I was spending too much time on my iPhone and not enough time with her and the kids, I decided she was right. I was failing to be present. To borrow a friend's definition, multitasking is the ability to simultaneously perform lots of tasks poorly. I had allowed other people's schedules to control my own priorities. Fortunately, my wife's observation provided me with a wake-up call to break my trance. Extraordinary opportunities exist to those who pay attention. It takes practice, but anyone can do it. And the most successful people focus on opportunities and solutions rather than on setbacks and problems. Anyone can gripe. That's what makes them ordinary. The people who get things done, the exceptional ones, the misfits and crackpots that so many ridicule, are usually the ones that perform the extraordinary and inspire the rest of us. Just take the example of Australian Cliff Young. His surname belied his age, as Cliff was a 61-year-old potato farmer. In 1983, he decided to enter the first running of the Westfield Sydney to Melbourne Ultramarathon. At over 544 miles, the event was considered to be one of the world's most difficult and grueling physical tests, taking 6 to 7 days to complete. Featured headliners included professional marathoner Siggy Bauer, who had set the 1,000-mile world record in South Africa. Competitors and spectators chuckled as they observed the scrawny, crazy old man appear at the starting gate wearing overalls with galoshes over his work boots. All the other participants were in their 20s and early 30s, boasting years of training and experience in endurance races. Amidst professionals equipped with stopwatches, dietary plans, maps, and timetables, Cliff faced mockery and scorn. A vegetarian and teetotaler who lived with his mother, he had trained for a month by chasing livestock. He suffered from skin cancer, so instead of wearing shorts, he had cut holes in his pants for ventilation. Additionally, he had no teeth, as he later complained that his dentures rattled when he ran. Needless to say, he was quite the unusual sight and attracted quite a bit of attention from those in attendance, including reporters on the scene. I grew up on a farm where we couldn't afford horses or tractors, and the whole time I was growing up, whenever the storms would roll in, I'd have to go out and round up the sheep, Cliff casually told reporters. We had 2,000 sheep on 2,000 acres. Sometimes I would have to run after those sheep for 2 or 3 days. It took a long time, but I'd always catch them. I believe I can run this race. Rounding up those sheep had given Cliff a taste for long-distance running. Still, as the race began, none of the bemused bystanders was surprised to see the field blow past Cliff. After all, the elderly farmer looked so fragile that many onlookers feared for his safety to attempt such a feat. A few miles into the endurance course, he was already trailing the pack by a lot, and he didn't look capable of keeping up. While most of the other guys had developed a healthy rhythm, Cliff was slowly shuffling along, more fast walking than running. By the end of the first day, he found himself far behind the world's best long-distance runners. Pundits worried Cliff would collapse and die somewhere along the route. But a funny thing happened. When the professional runners stopped to get 4 to 6 hours of sleep, Cliff grabbed a quick 2 hours and kept running. No science and no technique. He just got up earlier and grabbed the lead while the others slept. What he lacked in strategy and technique, he made up for in a singularly focused determination to finish the race. On the second night, he again chose to run while others slept. He continued his trek, running like a scared rabbit, fearful to stop. By the third day, his photo was plastered across newspaper front pages throughout Australia, and cheering crowds urged him on as his lead grew bigger and bigger. He had caught the attention of the international media by day 4 and did not disappoint. And on the 5th day, the sexagenarian not only completed the race among an entire world-class field of participants, he won. Cliff Young finished a full 10 hours ahead of his nearest competitor, and nearly 2 days faster than the previous record for any race between Sydney and Melbourne. The tale of Cliff Young is an extraordinary one, and one can learn a lot from him upon closer examination. First, Cliff's unique way of running turned out to be ingenious. Outsiders dubbed his unusual running style the Young Shuffle. By conserving his energy, he was able to run longer than his opponents, and his shuffle was later determined to be more aerodynamic than other running styles. In fact, 3 subsequent winners of the race utilized Cliff's technique. Second, Cliff inspired the other runners, who did not want to be upstaged. In fact, the 5 other competitors who managed to finish the race broke the old record as well. Any would have won the race had Cliff not been in the field. His example prompted all of them to dig deeper and try harder. Finally, and notably, when Cliff was awarded the winning prize of 10,000 Australian dollars, he said that he felt bad accepting it. As he saw it, each of the other 5 finishers worked just as hard as he did, so he doled it out to the other finishers and kept none for himself. There's a lesson there. Success, at all costs, deprives us of the satisfaction of performing at our best and acknowledging the importance of others pushing us. There is no pride in cheating. Rising to the occasion against the best competition is truly gratifying. The real-life Forrest Gump became a national hero. Like the tortoise that beat the hare, Cliff Young did not have more skill or innovative tactics. He simply failed to stop. Nothing sidetracked him. There's a lesson in that, too. Do you let shiny objects distract you? How can you turn a list of unmet priorities into a single accomplished priority? Why perform several tasks in mediocre fashion? Can you think of the satisfaction you've had from a job well done? What type of race do you choose to run? See, friend, inspiration is all around us. You just have to look for it. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another inspiring story about misfits and Crackpots. Misfits and Crackpots is a production of Success Media, produced by Terrence Wishner, sound effects by Alessandro Lucati, courtesy of Pixabay. Thank you for tuning in. If you love today's story, there's so much more to explore in the book Misfits and Crackpots by yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell. Grab your copy now on Amazon and dive deeper into the extraordinary lives of those who dared to change the world. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with fellow misfits who love inspiring stories. See you next time.